Greetings, everybody. This is Thungon back on my single player world. It has been over 2 years since I was last here, which seems insane to me. At least on YouTube, it has been 2 years. I have been doing a lot of work in this world recently, and throughout those 2 years, few little breaks in between. But last time we were here at this dyed wool sheep farm wool sorter system, and it's gotten quite an upgrade since you last saw it. Before, it was just the bare redstone backbone of the systems, and I decorated them all to make them look a lot nicer and a lot cleaner, and to clean up this whole area of the world. And this tower here is the 16 wool colors that I've shown before, and I redid it. They are fed wool automatically from the sheep farm I showed before. I believe it's a Zizuma Void build in there, but you hear the shears and the dispensers going off in there, and then the sheep going around and they get sheared automatically. And can we see any come through? Yep, right here should be one. Some red wool coming right through, right into the system, and it will go up right into this red wool area. I can, of course, it's an open wall build, so I can fly into it as much as I please. But I also put in these honey block elevators in here with some wool that is perfectly built, just to have 4 block high floors, to have the 4 colors represented on the sides. And then there is a water pillar inside this honey, and you can clip into it to go up. And then you can go up 1 floor and time it. There's some more wool going up the main elevator to the top. And I can time it to go to any of these areas. And the red wool should have ended up in here. Probably it is already in here, so I'm not going to wait for it. But there is also red glass, if I have any, red terracotta that I can store in here, and red concrete. Basically, the only concrete I have in this entire world, I put 1 stack of each color and put it into these chests. And then anything else that's red dyes and stuff go right there. And then that pattern is repeated over all the different colors. So I have multiple layers of orange wool. This will eventually fill up with orange wool over many hours of just being in this part of the world. And then orange glass, orange terracotta, I have none. And the 1 stack of orange concrete powder. And of course the dyes and other dyed items that and that is evenly sorted. Or not as in even amounts. And that is actually cornflowers are blue dye, right? Yeah, they are blue dye. We gotta move those to over here. And I know that because of a new project I'm going to show you in just a few minutes. In a brand new part of the world, a huge new project that I'm starting based on plants. And so yes, there's the gray, this floor, the top floor is the grayscale colors. And this build is complete as far as I saw, and I wanted to update you on that. This world also has, this part of the world also has 2 builds that are going to be taken out very soon. This monstrosity over here is going to be taken out. It is an automatic tree farm. It is just in the wrong part of the world after what I've been working on recently. So it requires, all it requires is a feed of bone meal. And it's actually semi-automatic, sorry. Not fully automatic, semi-automatic. And I think it's a Il Mango design. But you stand in front of here, and it's very loud. And then there's a creeper in there. You've heard that TNT going off. I guess I am out of saplings. But the TNT is free. It's a TNT duplicator up there with the coral reefs. And it will grow the trees automatically, push them into this system, and push out the logs to be blown up by that TNT and collect all the logs down here. And I had this farm, it works with different types of trees. I had this farm for a while, and I had made this cool little storage system over here for each of the tree types in the whole game. Logs and saplings over here, and anything built by that type of trees, oak leaves, oak signs, oak fences, oak trapdoors, etc. And then the same pattern for all the different types of trees over here. And I really like this build. It's a very clean build meant to um, organize and structure my world in a more consistent, more spring cleaned way. I've been working on that spring cleaning project for a minimum of 2 years since I mentioned it in the last video with this build. It is still going on, and these are, of course, the 2 new additions, and it would have probably gotten a last edition for the cherry sapling trees coming in the next update. But all this is moving over to my plant area. That is moving as well. We'll take a ride through the nether to it. But with moss farms providing more bone meal than what it needs, a lot more bone meal than what it needs, we have free automatic bone meal producers. Kind of had it semi-auto, like bones is not easy, not difficult to come by. There's a bunch of different ways to get skeletons, and I believe which farms drop bone meal, but the moss farms is very convenient way to get a lot of bone meal very, very fast. And I want to I'm building an area here where we go over under here real quick, where I have a bone meal farm producing bone meal. I can turn it on, and we can see it in action up there. This is not my design for this particular design here. And it's very loud, so I won't stay here long, but it's producing smooth stone, pushing it out, and then bone mealing a moss block beneath this layer of stone to create all this extra moss blocks that get destroyed when smooth stone gets pushed into it, and all the plants and stuff that pop up on top. They all get collected, they all get composted, and they produce a ton of bone meal. The bone meal feeds itself, so the first thing it does is go through the system into, here's the moss blocks beneath. The first thing a bone meal does is refill these, and it goes all the way around. There's 4 dispensers around this farm down here, and then it starts filling. You get all the excess, and this is very few minutes of just having the bone meal farm on. I mostly keep it off because it is not being fed into anything needed yet. And I've taken over, I have my guardian farm over here from many, many, many years ago. And I've taken over this flower farm island. There's this very small island in the middle of the ocean. Let's see if I can put a screenshot up for you. And I'd taken over the island, I dug it entirely out, and then I started testing this whole biome, this whole mess with this huge roller coaster looking dirt scaffolding to see where my flowers are spawning, since they change. This spot right here should always be a white tulip, either be white tulip or grass when I bone meal this area. And so I'm looking for a perfect pattern of flowers in this whole area to try to get all the flowers in the flower forest. And it was very difficult, and I didn't actually quite succeed. But this area right here is a nice strip of flowers I found in this area. You have cornflowers here, that's how I know they were blue dye. And this is the one I was looking for the most. It was the hardest to find. Though I shall say that with the asterisks, because I haven't found 2 of them. I haven't found 2 of the flowers, but I finally found the corn dye on a level where I got a lot of it. So you can see my attempts beneath where there's just a few blue flowers. And all the tulips are here, all 4 colored tulips. What flower is this? Oxeyes. We got oxeyes, the 4 tulips. I have whatever flower this is. azure bluette, and then I have a very small patch of allium, and then I extended the flower forest out into, actually this is ocean biome out here, it should be, right? Beach. It's a beach biome, and it just gets the regular red and yellow flowers out here, just to extend it, just to have that part of the build. And I had this nice long strip, five, right? 5 blocks wide of glass. I'm building up into this custom farm for flowers here. And I'm going to use the bone meal from this farm, build up a pipe, and basically have a pipe of bone meal into this farm, so it can be provided automatically. Don't need to worry about restocking the bone meal, and I could turn this on whenever I want to collect all the different flowers. And there's a lot of seeds that come from this farm as well. We're gonna have a collection spot for seeds, flowers, and all the excess will be turned back into bone meal and composters, while I farm maybe other types of flowers like the allium flowers, the purple flowers I don't have much of. All the rest are gonna be turned into bone meal and have like maybe 2 double chests worth of each type of plant in the game. And I can turn the farms on and off as I need to. I think I need lights around that area. I think it might be a bit too dark right in the center. But I'll have this. I'll move my tree farms over here. Probably new designs that are fresher, faster, more flower or tree types. Yeah, guess the visitor. More than just you. And work on all the different types of plant farms in the game, like all the wheats, potatoes, carrots, those type of farms, the two-tile flowers, the trees, the vines, the whatever plants are in the game, whatever plants can be bone mealed in particular, put them all in this area, and then once it's finally done, it would just be pipes everywhere and redstone exposed. I could clean it up and make it a nice area to just get a nice factory of plants, basically. A oxymoron or irony or one of those words. Like just a huge redstone factory of all the different plants and greenery in the game, all in a nice, easy spot. And I decided this is a great area in my world to do it. I have to guardian farm to really work, and from a distance, because it's some sort of error that if I fly over there now, there'll be a ton of guardians in it. Not even a ton, but it's slowed down in quite a bit in production. I put a cover over it, but it's still... The new update with the caves, I think, made all that dark area with hostile mobs. That makes this farm a lot slower. I probably have to go high up for that. But I put it into an area of the world that is not underbuilt, but it is underutilized. It's not one of my core areas in my world, so I wanted to build it out here and have another reason, the space to do it, and of course a flower biome, flower plains biomes that actually work in. And it's a nice clean area. Since it's ocean all around, I have a lot of free space to just build that without needing to dig anything out. It's just there. And most of this, of course, will be in the sky as it goes on. But that is my current project. I wanted to catch you up on my previous project and how it finished, as well as see the start of this, especially when I just put in the glass and pistons on this, and I thought it looked really cool to see it just lined up like a runway like this. So before it gets completely covered up and hard to see, I wanted to show it off in the video here. So thank you for watching today. I hope to catch you in the next video. Have a good one.